Hey guys, welcome back. Today's topic is about, are plants and animals made up of same type of tissues? So let's discuss this in detail. Here you find several different types of plants and animals. You can see many different types. These are only few, but if we see in the nature, okay, several thousands of varieties of plants, thousands of varieties of animals can be seen. Okay, now all these living organisms are made up of cells, as we discussed in the first chapter. Okay, all living organisms, they are made up of cells. As we discussed, cells are the structural and functional units of living organisms. Okay? Here, now, do these plants and animals have same type of tissues? Or do they have different tissues? If they are different, what are the differences? Let's discuss about all these aspects in detail. Okay? So now, here, in unicellular organism, a single cell performs all basic functions. Yes, let it be, for example, amoeba. Okay, this is unicellular organism. It is a single cell and it carries out movement, okay, intake of food, gaseous exchange, excretion, and many other metabolic functions. They are carried out by the single cell. Okay, so in unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, and many other unicellular organisms, the single cell is carrying out all the functions. Okay, let it be a movement or intake of food or gas exchange or excretion or many other functions. All these are performed by the single cell. Okay, now here in multicellular organisms, there are millions of cells, okay, that are specialized to carry out specific functions. Okay, so that is what we call, one important word is used here, differentiation. Okay, this is one of the important word. Okay, in multicellular organisms, cells are specialized. That specialization is what we call differentiation. Cells attain definite shape, size, and they perform specific functions. Okay, so this is what we call differentiation. I repeat this once again, very important word. In multicellular organisms, there are millions of cells that are specialized to carry out specific functions. The specialization is what we call differentiation. During the process of differentiation, cells attain definite shape, definite size, and they perform specific functions. That process is differentiation. Okay, and these cells do these specific functions very efficiently, as they are performing only the specific task. They perform those tasks very efficiently. But in case of unicellular organism, the single cell is performing all the activities, so that may not be very efficient when compared with the cells that are performing their functions in multicellular organisms. Okay, so each specialized function is taken up by a different groups of cells in multicellular organisms. Okay, Now, moving to the next, here if we speak about human beings, in humans, muscle cells, they contract and relax to cause movement, okay, and nerve cells, they carry messages from one part of the body to another, okay, and blood flows to transport oxygen, food materials, hormones, waste materials, and so on. Okay, so here we find different types of cells performing different functions, different tissues performing different function. Now let's discuss about the plants. In plants, vascular tissues conduct food and water from one part of the plant to other parts. These vascular tissues include xylem and phloem. Okay, so here xylem transports water and minerals. Okay, phloem transports food materials. So they are performing different functions. That is what we call specialization. That is what we call differentiation. Okay, now moving to the next. Multicellular organisms show division of labor. It means different cells, they are performing different functions. Different tissues and organs in the body, they are performing different functions. That is what we call division of labor, one of the very important concepts. Okay, here in multicellular organisms, cells specializing in one function, they are often grouped together in the body. Okay, and these groups of cells we call tissues. Okay, so the cells specializing in one function are often grouped together in the body, and they are performing specific functions, and these groups of cells performing specialized functions, they are called tissues. Okay, these groups of cells, they are arranged and designed so as to give the highest possible efficiency of function. So cells specializing in one function, how they are grouped, how they are arranged and specialized, they are arranged and designed in such a way that, okay, they give the highest possible efficiency of function. So this is what the importance of specialization, or the term differentiation, that we find in multicellular organisms. And also this is one of the very important feature, division of labor. Different tissues, cells, organs, organ systems, they are performing different functions. That is what we call division of labor. Okay, now moving to the next. Blood in case of humans and other animals, phloem in plants, muscle in humans, okay, and other animals. All these are examples of tissues. Okay, a group of cells that are similar in structure and are work together to achieve a particular function forms tissue. Important. Okay, once again I will repeat this. A group of cells that are similar in structure and are working together to achieve a particular function, that is what we call tissue. And these are the examples of tissues in living organisms. Okay, now let's discuss about, are plants and animals made up of same type of tissues? Do they have same type of tissues? Okay, let's compare their structure and functions. Okay, what are the structural differences in plants and animals, and how they are functionally different? Okay, do plants and animals have the same structure? Do they both perform similar functions? There are noticeable differences between plants and animals. Let's discuss how they are different. Okay, here plants are stationary or they are fixed at one particular place. Do we find any plant moving from one place to another? No, that is not possible in case of plants. Okay, so plants are stationary, they are fixed. Since they have to be upright, okay, they have large quantity of supportive tissue which generally consists dead cells. So plants have more dead tissues when compared with the animals. Plants are fixed, they are stationary at one particular place. Okay, plants are autotrophs, their mode of nutrition is autotrophs. Okay, so now let's discuss few details regarding the animals. Animals, on the other hand, they move around in search of food, mates, shelter. Okay, in searching food materials and mates and shelter, the animals are moving from one place to another place. As the animals are moving, okay, they consume more energy as compared to plants. Here, animals need more energy for maintenance in the body. Okay, now these animals mostly contain living tissues. In case of plants, there are more supportive tissues, more dead tissues, but in case of animals, mostly they are living tissues. Okay, now moving to the next. The growth in plants is limited to certain regions, while this is not so in animals. Okay, so it is restricted. Growth is found, it is limited to certain regions. Plant tissues can be classified as growing or meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Okay, so there is one of the important difference between plants and animals. In case of plants, the growth is seen in certain regions, and these regions contain meristematic tissues. Okay, if there is a meristematic tissue, cells divide actively. Okay, actively dividing cells are found in meristematic tissues. So growth is seen in certain regions which contain meristematic tissue, and the other regions contain permanent tissues. So this type of difference is seen between plants and animals. Such meristematic tissues are not seen in case of animals. Okay, in case of animals, okay, cell growth is more uniform. In animals, the growth is uniform. Uniformly, growth occurs all over the body. Okay, and so there is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing regions in animals. Okay, there is no such difference. Now, the structural organization of organ systems is far more specialized and localized in complex animals than even in very complex plants. So when we compare plants and animals regarding the organization, okay, so comparatively animals have more complex organization than plants. Even if you take very complex plant, okay, when compared with the animals, plants have less organization. Okay, so more complex organization is seen in animals. Okay, now this fundamental difference reflects the different modes of life pursued by the plants and animals. Okay, now here also there are differently adapted. Okay, the animals and plants are differently adapted, okay, for a sedentary existence on one hand. Okay, the plants are exhibiting the sedentary existence, fixed at one place, okay, stationary, and active locomotion on the other hand in animals. Okay, so contributing to this different in organ system design. Okay, so this is how, okay, plants and animals do not have same type of tissues. There are several differences in plant tissues and animal tissues. Okay, let's now discuss the summary of differences between plant tissues and animal tissues. Here is the summary. Okay, plants are stationary or fixed. Animals move around in search of food, shelter, and mates. Plants consume less energy. Plants need less energy for maintenance, okay, as they are fixed at one place. Animals consume more energy. As they are moving, they need more energy for maintenance, okay. Plants are autotrophic. Animals are heterotrophic. Here, large quantity of supportive tissues are present. So more dead tissues are present in case of plants. But in case of animals, most of the tissues, they are living tissues. Okay. Growth in plants is limited to certain regions, those regions which have meristematic tissues. But in case of animals, growth in is uniform. It is uniformly seen in all parts of the body. Okay, tissues can be classified as meristematic and permanent tissues, but here no such demarcation. Okay, dividing and non-dividing regions are not separated here. Okay, because there is a uniform growth throughout the body. Okay, and here simple structural organization even in very complex plants. Simple organization is found in plants, and here more complex structural organization is seen in animals. Okay, this is all about today's session. If you are new to my channel, subscribe for more videos. If you liked it, share it with your friends. I'll be back with more videos. Have a great day. Thank you all.